USA.
Yo 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 yo.
Charlamagne the God.
Peace to the planet. It's Monday.
Yes, it's Monday, back to the work week, and we got a special guest host with us today.
Who we got?
Loren LaRosa. Now, she's nationally, she's on weekdays on Fox as a senior news producer and reporter at TMZ as well.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Did I say that right?
Yeah, I mean, technically, yes, I was a senior news producer at TMZ.
Uh-oh.
Hello, world. I am no longer at TMZ anymore.
Since when? Last week?
When did this happen?
Literally since about 3 days ago.
Jesus
Christ.
Yes,
Jesus.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Do they know? Are they just finding out now?
No, oh, they know. They know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
This is wrong.
No, it's not technically.
It's technically not. Like,
yeah,
at the
right,
time that you received that was, you know, I was nationally syndicated Monday through Friday on Fox. I think a lot of people will recognize the voice and the name because I was like, you know, one of like maybe 2 black people that they had on air.
Oh, you was on the, okay, when you say Fox, because people say Fox, they think Fox News. You was on the TMZ show that's syndicated on Fox.
Yes,
Network.
but when you're trying to pitch yourself to other brands, sometimes you can't always just say TMZ. You got to say Fox because people will be like, TMZ. So we had structured the bio that way. But yeah, so I did the shows, TMZ Live, TMZ on TV, which is primetime, all the specials. You know, they had me everywhere. It was
So
a good
basically,
run.
Friday was your last day, is what you're saying, or Thursday.
Friday was supposed to be my last day, but I got a call Tuesday, and I was told don't come back into the office.
Damn.
Yes.
Jesus. So what happened?
I mean, I think it was just time. I think I had reached that ceiling for myself, and you know, I'm trying to build out. I have Brown Girl Grinding, which is a broadcast media and production company, and we do development. We do a bunch of different things, and for me, I was being offered a lot there, but not offered a lot. Like, so, you know, there was a podcast that we were shooting that I wasn't going to be compensated for up front. There was no credit going to happen. I just wanted to, you know, start building like in a real way, ownership way, not just on a platform as a part of a brand. And, you know, it didn't align there. So I decided to step away and wanted to do it the right way. But, you know, unfortunately, I feel like things didn't end the way that I would have wanted them to.
Right.
I had to file HR reports and stuff like that.
Whoa.
You know, now we're here. I'm appreciative of all of my time that I've had there. I love everybody, no differently, but I did not appreciate the way that I had to leave that room. But
Loren came in hot.
you know,
Didn't she, right?
I came in telling the truth. We're here now.
That's right.
It's been amazing. I'm blessed, and I'm thankful for everything that got me to this point. And, you know,
Well, we're happy to have you here this morning.
thank you guys
Absolutely.
for having me.
That's right.
I appreciate it.
Jesus Christ. Well, how was your weekend, Charlamagne?
Man, I had a great weekend, man. I did a lot of reading. I did a lot of writing because, you know, I'm working on my third book. And I got the opportunity to watch They Clone Tyrone
How was it?
a couple of times. Oh, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah?
None of y'all watched it this weekend?
No, I didn't
Did
see
you
it.
dress up when you watched it?
Nah, I mean, because I didn't really know what to expect from it. I didn't know what it was, but you know, I love a good sci-fi conspiracy thriller, especially a sci-fi conspiracy thriller starring black people, because you know you don't really see black people in science fiction roles too much. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't even want to talk to nobody who hasn't watched it at least twice. Then we can have a discussion.
Oh, it's one of them.
It's one of them, I think.
Okay.
Personally,
I asked you dress up because, you know, everybody's out with the Barbie movie this weekend.
I took my daughter to see that. I didn't go see it, but I took her to go meet with her friends to go see it on Saturday. And yes, everybody was definitely
dressed up. Yeah, my kids
even dressed up.
My kids went to go see it. My daughters went to go see it. I didn't go take them. One of the neighbors took all the girls, so I just, you know.
My oldest didn't like it though. She's 15.
Really?
She said that she said it's not for kids at all. Because you know my
That's funny. My sister
Which
loved
is
it.
insane because Barbies are for kids, but I can understand. I can understand with the cast that they have. I don't really know how that storyline with that cast would have been for children.
Yeah, Mercedes, my sister went. She said she loved it.
Mercedes too big to be in a Barbie.
Yo, shut up, man.
I ain't say old either. I said big.
I know what you
way
said.
Too big.
I heard what you said.
Okay.
She's 6'3". Leave her alone. All right.
With a size 12 and a half.
Leave
I
her
feel like they have 6'3",
And men's.
12 and a half shoe inclusive Barbies. Like in 2023,
Damn,
they're
you
inclusive.
might be right. They
You know
call
what I mean?
Sasquatch.
Yo,
Sasquatch
leave
Barbie.
her alone. Good morning, Benz. All right. I was out in Detroit over the weekend. We did that festival that, shout out to Detroit, man. There was 20,000 people at that festival. There was a little bit of rain. People still stayed. That was the one where Monica jumped off stage. And we'll get into that in the rumors. Don't play with Monica. Monica's about that life. So
Yeah, Monica don't need a Barbie. She need a G.I. Joe. That's what Monica need. If you ever make a doll about Gunica, it got to be a G.I. Joe, not
I don't
a Barbie.
know. Last time the G.I. Jane joke hit, it didn't go well. So
That is true.
Yeah,
But she definitely need a G.I. Joe action figure. That's what Monica need.
But when we come back, we got front page news. Tesla and Figaro will be joining us. So to keep it locked, it's the Breakfast Club on BET. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Good morning. We got our guest co-host from formerly from TMZ, Loren LaRosa.
Yes.
And let's get in some front page news. Tesla and Figaro, good morning.
Good morning, DJ Envy. Good morning, beautiful Loren and Charlamagne the God.
Peace,
Happy
Tesla.
Monday.
Good morning.
Let's start with Magic Johnson. He was one of the owners, one of the people in the group that bought the Commanders. So congratulations to Magic Johnson.
Dropping a clues bomb for Magic Johnson, man. Come on, man. Black NFL owner.
He started crying when he was talking about it.
I don't know why God blessed me with these opportunities, but I want to excel not only for myself and my family, but for all African Americans, and making sure we can see ourselves in these seats. And I want people to know that we can do the job. And even sitting here with you now is a blessing.
And he sat down with Craig Melvin. So congratulations to Magic Johnson. I'm not sure if he still owns a percentage of the Dodgers as well.
He does. No, he does.
So he owns a percentage of the Dodgers, percentage of the Commanders, and does he own a percentage of the Lakers?
He did at one point. I'm not sure if he still does.
Salute to Magic.
Is there any athlete who's had a better, career off the court than Magic Johnson, business-wise?
Him and Shaq. Shaq got a crazy.
I mean, of course, Jordan, because Jordan got the Jordan brand, but I'm talking about Magic. Magic might be number one. Mm-hmm. You know,
and I think with Magic too, a lot of the stuff that he's done, he's like been like one of the first to kind of get in these like different arenas and having to like break down. I think that's probably why it's so heavy for him when you listen to, like, you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Now let's talk about FAMU. What's going on with FAMU now, Tez?
Yeah, in other sports news, FAMU has banned its players from the team facilities after a rap video by Real Boston Richie features some of the students in the locker room without permission being granted. Now, Coach Willie Simmons said that the team facility, weight room, and access to the stadium field were off limits to all players until he and the administration could sort out who was involved in the video shoot. Simmons said that in the post, that while he is a proponent of free speech and all forms of musical expression, the team has a responsibility to protect the university's image. Now, when he's talking about image, he's saying that the video contained graphic language that is not consistent with FAMU's core values, principles, and beliefs. And an internal investigation is underway to determine who authorized the use of not only the facility, but also the licensed apparel that potentially violates university branding and licensing agreements. Take a quick listen to some of the lyrics and we'll talk about it on the other side.
I was confused about this.
What you mean?
Because if you watch the video, it's like a real video. How did they even shoot the full video without anyone saying you shouldn't be doing this?
But we don't know what time they shot it. But I will say this with FAMU, they're very serious about that locker room. So I went out there last year and I had to do interviews with HBCU Go talking about HBCUs, and they have a logo in the middle of it. And when I walked in there, you're not supposed to step on the logo. I didn't know that. I stepped on the logo, and the whole team made me do 20 push-ups. Like, that's part of, like,
you like the new person on the yard that
I was
steps on
the new person on the yard that stepped on the layer.
Did you get through the 20?
I sure did.
Okay.
Grown-ass man. But they're very serious about their organization, their locker room, and what happened. So, I mean, it is crazy.
He performed before the Rattlers homecoming game last season. So, even if he did that, somebody had to listen to the lyrics and say, okay, he's cool to perform. But I think it's the unauthorization.
Right.
The fact that he shot the video unauthorized and he had on the team helmet. Right. It's one thing if you got a jersey on, because you can get a jersey somewhere, but you had the helmet on in the thing. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. They want to know what students let them in. That's what they want to know.
Yeah, he also had on some Nike, again, with the school logos without permission. So they were, concerned about that being trademark infringement. They could possibly, cause problems again with financial support. We talk a lot about HBCUs and making sure, they have the support. So when they're looking at this, also just conversations outside, will these young men, will it affect scholarships? Could it affect funding? The larger picture on the PR mess that this has caused. And I don't know what song, Charlamagne, you said he performed. Did he perform performed this particular record last year, or?
Oh, I don't know, but I can almost guarantee that all his music is the same.
Mm-hmm. None of his music is like
explicit.
branding approved.
Exactly.
I promise you. I love Boston Richie.
But all homecomers, they don't check the lyrics. Like when artists come from homecoming, they come from homecoming. Like when Little Baby performs homecoming, or the baby, or whoever it may be, they perform their music. They're not going to do clean versions. They perform for the students.
Correct. And but performing for performing for the students, and saying using those type of lyrics with actual FAMU apparel on. Right. Some people are offended by that and the brand.
And unauthorized. That's the biggest thing. The fact that he wasn't supposed to be there. Let's just be clear on that. That's the real issue.
Right. All right. Well, that is front page news. Tez, we'll see you in a couple minutes.
Absolutely.
All right. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. Let us know how your weekend was, what you did, if it was great, if it wasn't, if you feel blessed, if you need to get some things off your chest. 800-585-1051. Hit us up right now, and our guest co-host Loren LaRosa is here. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
It's a new day.
This is your time to get it off your chest.
Wake up!
Whether you're mad or blessed.
It's time to get up and get something.
Call up now. 800-585-1051. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is Andre from Detroit.
Andre, what up? Get it off your chest, bro.
What's up, man? I just want to let you know I had a good weekend. I saw you in Detroit. I was at the concert, and I wish I could have met you, man. But you're a great guy, and I had fun.
I'm glad you had fun. Did you see when Monica jumped into the crowd?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was interesting.
Monica wasn't playing.
No, man. She's definitely about it.
Did you see when...
I'm glad that she stood up, though.
Yeah, that was good. Did you see when Saucy Santana jumped into the crowd?
Saucy Santana jumped into the crowd?
I didn't see that part.
Saucy Santana jumped in the crowd for?
Was it a fight or he just was...
Nah, he was just performing.
Oh.
Saucy said, where my gay boys at? And he just jumped in the crowd. You know what's funny?
Somebody called him?
No, he didn't jump in the crowd like that.
Like a dive.
He just jumped over the barricade.
Just go down in the audience.
He said somebody called him. I don't know, man. He jumped to the crowd. You know what's funny? I had hookah up there, and I would not smoke the hookah as Saucy Santana was performing.
You let Saucy Santana hookah shame you, bro?
Absolutely, positively.
You gotta send 10 toes down in your mint hookah.
Nope.
And I wasn't trying to look at him like that, because I was looking at Monica and Ashanti.
First of all, the fact that you got to say that lets me know you was looking at
Saucy.
Saucy like that.
Saucy.
There was no need to even say that. I wasn't even looking at him like that. I was looking at Monica and Ashanti. Nah, you was looking at Saucy Santana. Saucy started twerking. You couldn't keep your eyes off it. Tell the truth.
Nothing wrong with it if you was. Saucy he has a great show. He puts on.
This guy's blushing now. Have a good one.
You said you hear him?
Hey, thank you, man.
How can we hear you blushing?
No, that's not true.
No.
Hello, who's this?
Hello?
Yo, what up? Get it off your chest.
Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Tim, your favorite white listener from Toledo.
Hey, what's up, Tim? Our favorite white listener from Toledo. Get it off your chest.
Hey, guys, I haven't talked to you in a while. Every time I start my morning with you guys and my medical marijuana, my week goes great.
Word.
But toxic people, I must say real quick, me and my fiance had to move out of the suburb of Toledo that we've been living in, dealing with the cops, and I was having a little fire the last day that I was there, kind of cleaning up my backyard, which is totally legal. We've been doing that for years, never had any problems. And the neighbors who I've had issues with decided to call the fire department on us. And the two the guys that showed up originally laughed and said, "We're out of here. We've seen enough. You guys do what you got to do. Burn all you want." And then the fire chief shows up and pulls out some law of the state of Ohio that I can't burn anything that has leaves on it and all this horse. And I'm like,
what are you talking about this morning?
Yeah, right. He said he was burning some stuff in his backyard, man. What was you burning, man?
I was just burning some branches and stuff that I had cut down like 2 years earlier, bro.
But why are you burning?
And I'm like,
95
are you guys
degrees.
kidding me right now?
I mean, listen,
and as I'm having this discussion, who do you think sitting at the stop sign? The police.
Yeah, because you smoking right now. You burning something right now, and it's probably weed.
High as
and they
hell.
about to pull you over.
It's good too, because he's everywhere.
Everywhere. We used to have to burn trash when we was young, though. Because, growing up in Moss Corner, South Carolina, we didn't have a
sanitation
trash man. So we used to burn our own trash for a while. I don't know when we started actually getting trash people to pick up the trash. I don't remember.
As a kid, y'all didn't have a garbage man?
No, we used to burn trash in the backyard. You never burnt? Well,
Did I ever? I'm from Queens. We always had garbage men and sanitation
They don't have
workers.
no experiences in New York. Y'all don't even hunt rats.
Why would you? Wait.
Y'all need something. Y'all have no experiences growing up. Yeah, we used to burn trash. If you're from the country, you burn trash when you was if you grew up in a certain era. I grew up in the 1900s.
Get it off your chest. 800-585. Loren, did you burn trash?
I did. I'm from Delaware, and no, we did not burn trash. My
Loren's
grandmother.
Also 22.
First of all, I'm 31.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't burn trash. And even if that's not, we had trash people that came.
Yeah, right. Well, call us up right now. Get it off your chest. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
And I was fentanyl, and the baby died. She got charged with manslaughter, which I think they should upgrade. But I want you to do your research on it, man. That girl most definitely need donkey of the day, man.
No, I saw that a couple weeks ago. That was actually in Charleston, right?
No, that was in Nassau County, Lugo, Jacksonville, right next to Jacksonville.
Yeah, it was in Florida.
How did she what did she confuse it with? Like, what
Loren, is that all
I
you
don't
think?
know.
Did she confuse cocaine for fentanyl for a baby?
No, I'm just saying, because people put stuff in bottles, like you may put a little melatonin or, like, you know what I mean? Like, people do
I
that.
thought cocaine
Especially
was an
down
upper, though.
south.
Isn't cocaine an upper? Like, wouldn't cocaine keep the baby up?
But not too much of anything is going to do well for an infant child.
Well, yeah, they said she did it on purpose. Just because she was tired and she was trying to get the
baby to go to sleep, right?
Yeah.
But I thought...
But listen, here go the whole thing. In my cocaine days, cocaine kept me woke. What makes you think it's going to put you to sleep?
That's what I was saying.
Man, why are we like
sources close to cocaine?
In my cocaine days.
In my cocaine days, cocaine kept me woke. But he's right.
That's what I was saying.
He's absolutely right.
But it's a baby, y'all. Like, it's different.
Yeah, I mean...
But 9 month old.
I remember...
And then she got another baby she choking out.
We used to take liquor, well, not weed, but they used to take liquor and put the liquor
Rub
on
it
the
on
baby
your gums.
back
Yeah.
in the day.
Mm-hmm. People still do that.
Yeah, I ain't never heard about no cocaine.
Nah.
That's a new one. That's this new generation.
Don't put that on us.
Fentanyl in the baby bottle. We was just doing cognac, Loren.
That's why. Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is Paige from Houston.
Hey, get it off your chest, mama.
All right, so I've been in a relationship for 6 years. We started together 2 years ago. Things basically pretty much gone downhill. And I haven't officially broke up with him yet, but I went on a date last week with a mutual friend.
All right, so let me get this straight, because you're talking a little rough. You've been in a relationship with somebody for 6 years, and you went on a date and you cheated on him.
It's not cheating because she's mentally
No,
out
I
of the
did not
relationship.
It's not cheating because what?
She's mentally out of her relationship.
But did you tell him you were out of the relationship?
Yeah, we had a conversation.
We had a conversation. That doesn't mean like she told
The
him.
wheels are turning. It's not cheating.
Okay, so we have a lease that ends in a few days, and I'm going back to my parents. He's going back to his mom, and I was like, "Look, we're gonna have to focus on ourselves if we want to get better, and then maybe in the future we can get back together." But
All right.
I don't know.
Well, I guess you had a great weekend.
Right.
Is he going to be okay with getting back together after, like, it seems like you're the first person to start dating, and he probably isn't taking that too well.
That's gonna be something he'll have to deal with.
Well, dating is one thing. Did you sleep with somebody else? Did you put your mouth on somebody else?
Jesus.
Because those are the questions he's going to ask.
No.
Okay, well, there shouldn't be no problem then.
But right. That's what I'm saying.
Well, good luck. That's all we got for you this morning.
That's
Good luck.
it.
Happy Monday.
Thank you.
That's the only thing gonna complicate it. The man gonna ask those questions. He's gonna be like, "Yo, did you sleep with somebody else? Did you touch somebody else?" She say, "No." Okay.
He's not going to believe her either way, though.
Maybe, I don't know.
Like, there's no going back. She's outside now.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. When we come back, we got your rumor report. Monica, R&B singer, she sings those beautiful, soulful songs. Well, don't mess with her because in Detroit, she jumped in the crowd to protect a woman. We'll tell you about it.
It's a shame people just learning this about Monica, though.
Yeah?
It's a shame that y'all just realizing this is how Monica get down. Play with Monica if you want to.
Well, we'll get into it when we come back. It's The Breakfast Club on BET.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got our guest co-host, Loren LaRosa here. And let's get to the rumors. Let's talk Monica.
Rumor has it, rumor has it.
Call out a name, or you gossiping, or you chatty patty.
I'm gossiping.
This is the Rumor Report.
I mean, I guess we on the Breakfast Club. This is where the tea spills, right? Right.
Now, over the weekend, I was out in Detroit DJing a festival. It was the Riverfront Music Festival. It was Monica, Ashanti, Saucy Santana, and myself. Now, first of all, let me salute to the promoters. There are a bunch of brothers and sisters, black brothers and black sisters that put this together. It was amazing. Over 20,000 people. It was raining like crazy. People stayed in that rain. And there was no issues but one. And people don't know what happened in this issue, but as Monica was performing, I guess a man and a woman got into an altercation. I don't know who swung on who first or how the fight started, but there is actual video of the guy swinging on the young lady at the festival. Monica seen it as she was performing, and she jumped off stage to make sure the woman was okay. So when Monica jumped into the crowd, her security jumped into the crowd, and Monica was going at that man like, nah, you don't never put your hands on a woman. Then she got back on stage, and this is what she said.
I know. Don't you get out like that. Listen, y'all don't get up out of here. You want to play like that. You want to be a lady like that. You should have say it. You don't get no lady like that.
I want to apologize, y'all. That triggered me. I seen him punch that lady in the face. I lost my time. I apologize, y'all. I apologize from the bottom of my heart. I apologize. A triggering is I'm finna knock out with Mike.
If this surprises you about Monica, then you don't know Monica. Monica harder than a lot of you Negroes.
Gunica.
Okay, and I know everybody wants their own Barbie, but Monica needs her own G.I. Joe. Okay, Monica don't need a doll. She needs an action figure. And one of her accessories will absolutely be a 9mm pistol. And if you know Monica, then you know I'm not exaggerating in any way, shape, or form.
Not at all.
And I would hope that security or someone reacted to this before Monica did.
What you mean?
Like, I would hope that, like, she saw it, but then security reacted, and then she...
Well, the only bad thing is with 20,000 people and you see something like that, it's hard to pick out where it's happening. So I guess Monica seen it because it was pretty close. So Monica just went right into protecting mode and just dove right in.
Yeah, she commented in to clear the air or whatever, and she said that at the time that she jumped in, no one was taking action, and she could tell that the woman didn't even know the man. So she was triggered by that. She was like, I felt like it was like my mom or my aunt being assaulted. So. And
also, who punches somebody at a Monica show?
At a Monica show.
What set you off? For you, I will.
No,
don't take it personal, angel of mine.
The silly of me.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
Monica don't have one record that incites violence.
No, nothing turn up, nothing. It's just, it was that type of vibe though. It was nothing but a lot of women. It was everybody was just in a good space. The weather was beautiful. The sun had just came down. So I don't know what made him mad.
That's crazy.
You were there with your hookah?
I was there with my little hookah.
That's crazy that you didn't want to smoke your hookah because Saucy Santana was there. And Saucy Santana done got on you one time about smoking hookah. Right. And so now you afraid to put that hookah to your lips because of Saucy Santana?
Yes, because I think he said something like straight men that smoke hookah want to be gay. He said something like that. And when the hookah came...
How insecure are you, King?
Saucy came on.
He's light-skinned.
Saucy came on.
You see that?
And I was like, I'm not putting this in my mouth while Saucy's here.
You don't know who you are?
I know who I am.
You got 6 churn.
I know.
Okay, you happily married man.
Correct.
But you second guessing yourself?
I wasn't second guessing myself. I was not putting that thing in my mouth. Pause. While Saucy was there.
Down. Envy, what's your flavor?
I'm not messing with y'all. I like the fruit flavors. Pause. The fruity flavors.
No mint.
Now sometimes mint mess up the voice. Sometimes mint mess up the voice.
He wanted to say throat, but he didn't want to. He knew not to say throat in that moment. You see, he caught himself.
All right. Well,
he caught himself.
Jamie Foxx speaks out finally.
Wiggling your throat is worse than that, though. When you wiggled your throat, nah.
He didn't wiggle it. He caressed it.
You caressed your throat.
Loren, you just gonna jump in with him? Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right.
You opened it. You said like
you definitely opened it.
Yeah, you took it there.
You definitely opened
Jamie Foxx speaks out about what's been going on with him and how he's been feeling finally.
Now, by being quiet, sometimes things, get out of hand. People saying what I got. Some people said I was blind, but as you can see, the eyes are working. They said I was paralyzed. I'm not paralyzed, but I did go through. I went to hell and back. And I just want to say that I love everybody and I love all of the love that I got. And man, I know they talk about people crying on videos. You could do take 2, but I'm not gonna do a take two. It is what it is. And then, some people was talking about I'm clone. Well, check this out. Just kidding. Not clone, man, but I'm here on earth because of some great people. I'm here on earth because of God, man.
That's right. All praises due to God all the time, damn it.
Mm-hmm. That video was hard to watch, though.
Wow.
Because you could tell that he was, like, holding back tears. He talked about, at one point, they didn't know if he would make it.
That's
like,
right.
the tubes in his body. And I just can't imagine Jamie Foxx that way.
And that's what he said. He said he didn't want anybody to see him in the hospital with tubes. That's why there was no pictures. He said that his daughter and his sister kept everything quiet. And he said if you see him on the street and you want to take a picture or, you want to give him a pound or a hug, he said if he cries, just please understand that he's been through hell. So he's going to be crying because he said he's just happy he made it out.
Jamie did a great job playing Slick Charles, and they cloned Tyrone. And I'm giving y'all a few days before we start discussing it openly. So if you haven't seen They Clone Tyrone yet on Netflix, you better hurry up. I'm about to give spoilers because I need to talk about this.
I'm gonna watch
movie.
it tonight.
All right, and
nobody in the room saw it.
I didn't see it yet. No, I didn't see it yet. All right, and lastly, we got to talk YNW Melly. He was accused of shooting Anthony Williams and Christopher Thomas. Well, it looks like his trial was a mistrial.
A mistrial declared in the double murder case against YNW Melly. Melly, whose legal name is Jamel Demons, is charged in the 2018 shooting deaths of two of his friends. Broward County prosecutors say the shooting was gang-related and they were seeking the death penalty. Melly's attorneys argue the gun used in the shootings was never recovered and that Melly had no apparent motive to shoot his friends. Prosecutors will likely choose to retry the case with a new jury.
Now, what does that mean?
I think it's with the state. I'm assuming that they will, he can't be tried for the same thing, right? Because of double jeopardy.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Is he coming home? I know that I saw them say that he had to request a bond.
Yeah, I think he did request a bond. I think he can be tried again, and I think actually the feds, I think the feds can actually try him as well. They haven't said what they're going to do now. They haven't given him a bond as of yet, but it was a mistrial, which looks like he will be coming home. That's what they're saying.
But that's a mistrial and something like this. Like, you guys remember when this first started? Like, all of the details, and they reenacted the crime scene. Like, I thought they had something.
Yeah.
And that's got to be devastating for the family of the victims.
Yeah.
Right? Because they still don't have no closure.
And they 100% believe that what he's alleged of is what happened.
And if he didn't do it, I'm sure they're wondering, well, who did?
Right.
You know?
Well, they said it was deadlocked 3 times before the judge ordered a mistrial, and they're saying county prosecutors were seeking the death penalty and will most likely retry the case. So they will retry the case. All right, and that is your rumor report. Now, when we come back, we got some front page news. Tesla and Figueroa will be joining us, and we're taking your calls, 800-585-1051. Now, Tiffany Haddish was doing an interview with, I can't remember, what was the site she was doing an interview with? Washington Post, and she talks about her relationship with Common. She said everything was great. There was no problems. And then all of a sudden, there was. He just broke up with me over the phone. She said she didn't see it coming. She was blindsided. So we're asking, has that ever happened to you? Have you ever been in a relationship, things were going so good, you thought that was the one, and then all of a sudden you get a text and it's a wrap? We'll talk about it when we come back as well. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Are you someone who knows you don't have to sacrifice comfort for quality? Someone who lives large in life and in the bedroom? Then live large and now thinner with new Magnum Raw condoms, the thinnest Magnum condom. Available where condoms are sold. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now we got our guest co-host, Loren LaRosa, formerly of TMZ. After 3 days ago?
Just 3 days ago, she was there.
Yep.
It was all good about a week ago.
It was all good just a week ago. Now let's get in some front page news with Tesla and Figueroa. Good morning, Tez.
Good morning, DJ Envy. Good morning, Loren. Good morning, Charlamagne.
Peace, Tez.
I got a real question about this one when you finish talking about it. Biden, he's going to honor Emmett Till with a national monument. Break that down.
Yeah, today President Biden will sign a proclamation to establish a national monument honoring Emmett Till and his mother, Mamie Till Mobley. The kidnapping, torture, and murder of the black 14-year-old from Chicago by white supremacists in Mississippi and his mother's efforts to highlight the atrocity helped spur the civil rights movement. The Emmett Till and Mamie Till Mobley National Monument will be established at all 3 sites in Illinois and Mississippi. And as a reminder, that after more than 200 attempts, the first ever anti-lynching bill to make lynching a federal crime was just signed last year in 2022. Now, the absence of that bill allowed the vast majority of perpetrators to go unpunished in cases. Those cases were nearly, they say, over 6,500 racial terror lynchings between 1865 and 1950. So a lot of folks got away with lynching because there was no anti-lynching bill. And so that's how those two things connect. And now President Biden is obviously, moving forward with a monument.
I mean, I love the monument idea. I know some folks, may say nobody cares. That's just symbolism. But the reality is when you live in a world where folks are trying to revise history and folks are trying to keep people from telling the real history of things, that imagery is important because it causes people to ask questions about who that is. And Emmett Till's story will always be told whenever people see that monument.
Yep. So. Right. And I think if we learned anything from the pandemic, remember, everybody was so up in arms about the statues we were asking to be taken down. So we need to understand that there is some significance there because, they upset there's a reason.
I think it's a great thing. I think it's wonderful. Like you said, it's a statue that people will continue to ask who and what and why, and hopefully that story continues on. But my question is, if Biden does this, and let's say, Biden sometimes can't remember things. Well, let's say Biden says the wrong name. You know what I mean? Shouldn't Kamala be doing some of this? Remember Biden said, pray for the queen a couple of weeks ago and things like that?
You think Biden going to be like, we got an Emmett Smith monument?
If he hit Emmett Jackson, I think it's over for Biden.
Emmett Smith, we got an Emmett Smith monument that we're putting up, in honor of what happened to Emmett Smith. Like what?
I'm just asking.
Envy has some concern.
Just asking. Now let's talk about Minneapolis backing off arrests for psychedelic plants.
Yeah, and looked like one of our callers called in this morning about his miracle marijuana. So Minneapolis is backing away from enforcing laws that criminalize buying the psychedelic plants or using them in private. Mayor Jacob Frey on Friday announced police to stop using taxpayer dollars to enforce the laws against the plants. Minneapolis still prioritizes enforcing laws against selling the plants, bringing them to school, or using them while driving, but yet they're not going to enforce the laws to actually use it. So it's kind of confusing there, but this is what they're saying in the report. But the police chief said that he stands by the mayor's decision. They also said, Mayor Frey said that this is the plants are used to treat mental illness, including depression and post-traumatic stress disorder. So he says it's a good thing. But I did want to highlight that some experts caution that more research is needed in order to see what these psychedelic plants really do. And the American Psychiatric Association has not endorsed the use of these plants in treatment. They want to make sure that the Food and Drug Administration has not made a final determination, but they did list it as a breakthrough therapy, which means that they are, still doing some testing and wanting to see, the results. Another thing I found interesting, guys, was I didn't know that ecstasy was also listed as a breakthrough therapy, and they're hoping to see if they can get that actually something that can be to prevent PTSD treatment. Wow. So ecstasy, I guess, may possibly become something you can use according to the Food and Drug Administration.
I'm not mad about that either. I feel like they should feel like that about harder drugs too, though, because most of these people are using the hard drugs as an escape. So instead of sending them to jail, send them to a rehab facility, get them some real mental health resources instead of criminalizing people's addiction.
Right. And I always find it confusing, right? And I'm not sure about psychedelic plants, but I know, like, when you're talking about cannabis, it's so confusing to try to figure out what states is it legal in, what states is it not legal in, what states you can get arrested in it for, what states you can't. Like, that's just, for somebody that needs it for their anxiety or needs it and they're traveling, they're not thinking about that. You know what I mean? The state that you're in is legal. You know what I mean?
Do they honor people's medical marijuana cards in other states? Like, if I got a medical marijuana card for Jersey, but I'm in, like, Ohio.
I don't
think so. I know with the Gigi Hadid situation, I mean, that was in a different state. She was in a different country, but there were reports that she had a medical marijuana card, and they still, like, she had to pay whatever fee or whatever and get cited and all that stuff. So I don't think so.
And just as an FYI, right now, 23 states do support the legal use of cannabis.
Because, like, even in parts of Detroit, I remember, I don't even know if they finally passed it, but Detroit was not recreation, it was only medicinal. But then you could go a block over and that was recreational. So it was really weird. So it's very confusing for people, and if you driving around in your car, you have it on you couldn't get arrested. You know what I mean? It creates a problem,
Why is this taking so long? Like, what's the hang up?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
All right. Well, that is front page news. Thank you, Tiz.
Absolutely.
Make sure you subscribe to the Straight Shot No Chaser podcast on the Black Effect iHeartRadio podcast network, and follow Tesla and Figaro on all social media platforms at Tesla and Figaro.
All right. Now let's open up the phone lines. 800-585-1051. Tiffany Haddish sat down with the Washington Post, and she was talking about her relationship with Common. She said it was the healthiest, the funniest relationship I ever been in. It was safe. It was fun. And then all of a sudden, he broke up with her. She said she was really blindsided. She said she thought the feeling was mutual. Obviously, it wasn't. And he didn't even do it over the phone. He texted her and said it was over, that his relationship was going in a new direction. So let's open up the phone lines. Have you ever been in that relationship where you thought things were going good, you thought everything was great, and then all of a sudden, it wasn't? Let's talk about it. Have you been in that type of relationship, Loren?
No.
Oh, why you say it like that? No.
Because I just feel there's a lack of respect if you can't even, like, you don't want to see me and break up with me. And, like, I feel like at that, well, I'm not that age yet, but at that age, I would just be so pissed off because, like, we're supposed to be talking about marriage. And at my age, don't play with me like that. No.
That's exactly why I'm bringing up with you over the phone.
I
don't want none of that energy in person.
I'm coming.
That's exactly why you getting the text message.
What Mona say? Now I'm outside your mom's house. Because why would you do that?
See,
why you being weird to me?
That's the reason why.
Don't
that's
play.
why I don't want that
can't
smoke.
play with people like that.
I'm texting you. Nope. I'm texting you when I'm in a different state.
I got a frequent flyer miles.
Oh,
Don't
boy.
play.
We'll talk about it. What's your thoughts? 800-585-1051. Have you ever been in that situation? It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. It's topic time. Call 800-585-1051 to join into the discussion with The Breakfast Club.
Talk about it. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Now, if you're just joining us, we got our guest co-host, Loren LaRosa, formerly of TMZ. We found out today. If you didn't know the story, we'll get back into that story later on. That'll be in one of those rumor reports. But we're talking about Tiffany Haddish. Tiffany Haddish sat down with the Washington Post, and she was talking about her relationship with Common. She said it was healthy, it was funny, it was probably one of the funniest relationships she's been in, it was safe, and then all of a sudden, it just didn't work. And it's not because of her. She said the feeling wasn't mutual, that they were together, and then all of a sudden, Common hit her with a text and said the relationship ran its course. So we're asking 800-585-1051. Has that ever happened to you? You thought your relationship was good, you thought everything was good money, and then all of a sudden, it wasn't. Now, Loren, has that happened to you before?
No. You asked me the same answer. No.
Not at all.
No. I'm not going out like that.
But what do you mean you're not going out like that?
What does that mean exactly, Loren?
Because that's so hurtful. Mm-hmm. Like, for you really don't care much about that person. Mm-hmm. If you just wake up one day and you're like, this isn't working for me, I'll call you back.
But what if, and I'm not saying Tiffany is this person, but what if you know that the person that you're dating is kind of crazy? Like, kind of the one that will put hands and feet on you.
I'm looking at your eyes right now.
Yeah, because you see that, you know.
You would have got a text message. Maybe a DM.
Maybe a DM.
I have learned in my adult life that women cannot put their hands on men and it's domestic violence. I would not do that. But no. I just feel like there should be a level of
respect,
decency. Yes. Okay. A phone call is not, especially when you're very, like, they're
at that age.
At that age, but also too at that height of celebrity. It's like, it's embarrassing. She was so happy and so excited about the relationship. And to know, and also too, I don't know, like the me, I just feel like I expected just a little bit more smoothness from Common. Like, it really makes me look at him in a way that I don't want to look at him.
Now, I don't know nothing about Common and Tiffany's situation, right? But what if I spoke to you prior, face to face, and we decided that this wasn't going to work, and I told you this face to face, but you couldn't let go?
See, that's different.
You know what I'm saying?
That's different. That's really different. That's kind of like with the whole Scandal thing. You guys watch Vanderpump?
No.
Okay, never mind. That's a lot different because there's a forewarning. It's kind of put out there that regardless of how anybody feels, it's not working for at least one person, and the person's not willing to work through it. But it doesn't seem like that's what was given to her. Yeah. Like, it's kind of like she didn't even have the are we going to fight for this? Is this a thing? Like, type of conversation. Like, it was just like, no, this doesn't work for me, I'm good. She said she responded, okay, cool, so you just gonna be this single man at 50? Like,
damn.
But like, I'm thinking about
I'm gonna be single. I was gonna say I'm not gonna be with you. That's technically what he's saying.
Horrible. I hate that Common as a love bomber like that.
Damn.
It's a love bomber.
It's a person that like comes into your life, they fill you up in all the ways that you need, do everything, right? And the love is there, the passion is there, and then it's just like, I'm gone.
Damn.
And can you imagine, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's common, and then think about you got the voice on top of it.
Yeah.
I want to hug Tiffany Haddish.
I would have definitely been a love bomber. Because I'm a Cancer. I'm a sensitive Cancer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
y'all are the ones. There's so much emotion tied up into it so fast.
That's right.
That the other person feels like, okay, this is going somewhere because I got them. I got that emotion. When some people just are emotional people. And you come, you drop it, and then you dip.
You love bomber you.
That's right.
Chrissy!
Yes.
Now talk to us, Chrissy. You was with somebody for 2 years. What happened?
Yeah. I was with for 2 years and they just, after once, I never said anything.
You never said nothing? Not even a phone call, a text, nothing?
Nothing. Just after that.
Is he in jail?
Was it a he or a she?
It was a she.
Oh, she left you. Damn.
Is she in jail? Is she alive? Like,
yeah, she's alive. I saw her a couple of days ago. Gave her some money for it.
We don't talk about how toxic lesbians are to each other enough. We really don't. Y'all are some cruel people to each other. I've seen it happen.
I'm not cruel. I'm pretty nice.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the person you was dating.
So she love-bombed you. She caressed you. She held you. She ate the box right, and then just left you one day.
You're funny.
But I feel like you said 2 years, right?
Yeah, 2 years.
I feel like the first 2 years of a relationship, and I'm sorry to have to say this to you, like, it's not, you haven't even fully cut off everybody that you were dealing with before the relationship.
Damn.
I actually did. She did.
Well, she might not have.
What's she doing now? She with somebody?
I believe so.
You haven't, like, looked at the Instagram, Facebook, nothing?
I don't have Instagram or Facebook.
Lesbian relationships are so complicated because whenever you play paper, rock, scissors, it's always scissors.
No, shut up, man. Shut up, man. What's wrong with you?
She is hurt and you are making jokes.
What's wrong with you?
She's obviously hurt. She can barely get the words out.
Corinne.
Hello.
What's your name?
Hello.
Karen or Corinne?
Corinne.
Okay, Corinne. What happened with you, Corinne?
In March, my boyfriend of 8 years just broke up with me. Like, that he was moving to New York.
Damn. Did he just text you or why
did
did
he
he
cry or a deep cough? Were you
I don't know.
Hello?
No, I was face to face.
Oh, no, I thought you was crying just now. I didn't know what you was doing.
Oh, no, I was laughing. Started to laugh.
So, were there issues leading up to the conversation about moving to New York?
No, it was a perfect relationship. I thought it was.
Y'all gotta stop this, man.
Never
See,
it's that,
no way.
Y'all not being honest.
And I love you no more.
You're not being honest. Something happened. You just don't wake up one day and say, it's over.
Were you?
I swear, I thought the same thing.
Were you perfect relationship like, I don't go looking so it's not happening? Like, something had to happen. There had to be something. What did he move to New York for? A job or like a person or?
A job.
Not after 8 years, though. 8 years? Something must have changed in the relationship.
Yeah.
Maybe he finally decided
we were friends since I was 12.
Damn.
Like, long time.
Maybe he finally decided to do right by his wife.
Yo, shut up. Goodbye. I'm sorry, Corinne. What's wrong with you, man? What's wrong with you? 800-585-1051. If you just joined us, yo, you a fool, man. We're talking about Tiffany Haddish. She sat down with the Washington Post. She was talking about her relationship with Common and said it was the healthiest, funniest relationship ever. She felt safe. Everything was good. And then all of a sudden, Common hit her with a text and was like, the relationship's run its course. She was hurt by it. Has this happened to you? Let's talk about it. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Steady calling my phone.
It's topic time. Call 800-585-1051 to join into the discussion with The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Now, if you just joined us, with our guest co-host, Loren LaRosa, formerly of TMZ. And the reason I say formerly, we'll explain in a little bit. But we're asking, this comes from Tiffany Haddish. She recently sat down with the Washington Post. She was talking about her relationship with Common. She said during that relationship, it was the healthiest, funniest relationship. She said she felt safe. And Common, just didn't think so. The feeling wasn't mutual. She said Common hit her with a text like, this relationship's run its course.
I'm good, love,
about to get into?
Jesus Christ. So we're asking 800-585-1051. Has that happened to you? Loren LaRosa said no, that hasn't happened, and it won't.
Nope, it won't.
Loren brought up a good point and a good term that I never heard before, which is called love bombing.
Right.
And I think that guys who love bomb, really have to learn how to pull back on that. Mm-hmm. Because you can't approach every situation like that person is the one.
Or they need to not date until they can emotionally mature.
Very true.
Because for me, I feel like you love bomb and you run away from something like that because anybody that keeps getting this serious, because this is a common pattern with Common. And yeah, you saw me. And you keep stepping away from it, though. I just, there's something like he's not getting over that hump for a reason.
But what if it's the fact that he might think that he's in love or thinks he's in that situation, and then something he sees turns him off?
But that's something with him, though.
How many times you gonna do that?
That's something he gotta fix and he gotta correct. Because how many times are you going to do this with people?
I just hate this. It makes me feel like he's an F-boy. Like
damn.
I hate to think about him that way. It's always just been like melodies and great lyrics, and I promise you guys, us women live in like a fantasy state of Common.
Really?
And what? Yes.
Okay, so listen, that's a good point you just brought up, Loren. So maybe it's the women's fault. Because maybe the women have this idea.
Now just blame us.
No, I'm just saying, because maybe the women have this idea of Common, and maybe it ain't even like that. Maybe Common just dating and kicking it, but these women are like, no, it's gonna be my husband. This is what I'm going to spend the rest of my life with.
That's true too.
But also too, I think when you meet, a man who is successful, he's attractive, he's going to speak to you the right way, he's going to speak life into you. You know what I mean? She said she felt safe. You are instantly, whether it's Common or not, going to feel like, I love it here. I want to, you know what I mean? Like, I'm honestly thinking now, like, because, though he's allegedly with Jennifer Hudson now, I'm trying to figure out, like, where that's going.
What if that's just his nature, though? What if he's just that kind of person that makes you feel that way?
That pours love into every relationship?
That's going to send you to Maya Angelou poems in the morning just because that's him. Just because he is a protective person. Like, maybe
I don't know how he goes into these things then, because with Tiffany Haddish, it seems like she was very caught off guard. And I think if he is just that person, there's nothing wrong with that. And I don't even know if I would call him a love bomber then. If you go into it and you're honest and you're a friend, that's just how you court. One of my friends, Just Mike, the poet. Y'all know Just Mike? Okay, so he talks about that a lot. The fact that he courts women so well, even if he doesn't want to be long term with them, it makes women hate him. And it's because women are not used to being courted a certain way or treated a certain way. So the minute they do, they like latch on. So if it's that, I can understand that. But Tiffany Haddish seemed very well caught off guard. Like it was given he might have proposed one day and said, "Is your Uber here yet?" The next.
Damn.
Well, let's go to the phone lines. Hello, who's this?
This is Terrell from South Carolina.
Hey, Terrell, what's going on?
What's happening, brother?
Nothing much, man.
Tell us your story, Terrell.
So, me and my girl at the time was together for like 5 years. And we got engaged on St. Thomas, the island or whatever. And when we came back, she broke it off with me. And she was dating her girlfriend at the time. I didn't even know nothing about it.
Oh, she cheated on you with a girl?
Yeah, her co-worker.
You see what I'm saying? We just was talking about how toxic these lesbians are. You see? She said, one done stole your boat, one done stole your boat.
Relax. You don't want to turn the L's against you.
I'm just saying, man.
But does it hurt more that she cheated on you with a woman or no?
No, it really don't. No, it is whatever.
I mean, getting your girl stolen is getting your girl stolen. Ain't nothing you can do about it.
But I did get my get back though with her.
Well, how'd you get your get back?
The girl that used to beat her up in school, I ended up sleeping with her.
Was it good?
What?
The girl that used to beat her up in school.
What was that low vibrational response you just gave us, sir? What?
I thought you was gonna go for like the sister or the aunt.
Oh yeah, something else.
Like
the girl that used to beat her up.
Beat her up when? In elementary school, middle school, high school?
High school.
So
Goose Creek.
In Goose Creek. So where you from?
Goose Creek. 843.
So let me ask you a question. So you must know that triggered her. She must have used to talk about getting beat up by that girl a lot.
Yeah.
And how old are y'all?
30.
So this is about 12 y'all about 12, 13 years
12 years,
removed
14
from high
years
school.
removed, yep.
You just did it because you knew that was going to traumatize her. She must have got beat up in front of the whole school. She must have been talking about that for years. Multiple times?
Yeah.
So you had sex with her bully?
Yep.
Multiple times.
Drop on a clue bomb for this young man.
But how does the bully look though? Because if the bully was beat up,
don't matter.
Also, the girlfriend don't care if she can fight now. Like if she can fight now, she good.
Yo, having sex with a girl's bully is crazy.
Yeah.
What the bully look like? I'm just curious. What the bully look like?
On a 1 to 5, about a 5.
Oh, okay.
Right. There's no way.
Nah, I don't think so. That bully, somebody beating and getting like that.
Everybody
don't look like that.
in Goose Creek, man.
All right. What's the moral of the story?
I don't know. What's the moral of the story, Loren?
Don't tell your man about your bully. That's the moral of the story. I'm not telling you nothing.
All right. Now, when we come back, we got your rumor report. Loren, you doing these rumors?
Yes.
What are we talking about? Give us a little tease.
We are talking about Coi Leray And we are going to talk about Elliott Wilson. Yes.
All right, we'll get into all that when we come back. Keep it locked. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got our special guest host with us, Loren, LaRosa, formerly of TMZ.
Yes.
Now, if people that's just joining us now, I know you explained a little earlier, but
we probably should say that for the next rumor report.
Well, I was going to do it now because we got a little time.
Rumor report, give her a little more room to breathe.
Okay.
She was telling me some things that I want to discuss too.
Really?
Yeah. Just about the whole situation.
Okay. We'll talk about it when we come back. But the reason I say formerly of TMZ because Friday was your last day?
Yeah, Friday was technically my last day, but it was Tuesday that was my last day.
Damn. We'll talk about it next.
It's all love, y'all. It's
next
all
rumor
love.
report.
Jesus Christ. All right, well, we'll get to that next.
I do want to tell people to Charleston, South Carolina, 843, my birthplace, my home. I'll be there this Thursday because they have the Low Country Mental Health Conference from July 26th to the 28th. So I'll be doing the welcoming words on Thursday, July 27th. So go to lowcountrymhconference.com to register. That's lowcountrymhconference.com to register for the Low Country Mental Health Conference.
I also wanted to talk to you too, and I'll talk to you about it as well. People have been calling me like crazy about doing the car show in the Carolinas. They've been saying that, the Carolinas filled with families and so many cars and so many things, and they would love to pull up and do something special out there. I'm just not familiar with the areas out there, so you got to put me on where I could do this car show. And
they do it. I'm with it, but they do a lot of car shows down there. A lot. But there's plenty of fairgrounds and different places you could do it. You can do it at the Latching Fairgrounds.
You got to be indoors because we bring the rides and, I bring artist cars, because I'll bring probably like the babies' cars. I'll bring so many celebrities' cars that you want them indoors. You just don't want the rain to affect them and no problems and things like that.
They got to have ventilation for hookah, too.
There's no hookah at the car shows. No hookah at the car shows. No hookah at the car shows.
We get Saucy Santana to bring his fleet of cars.
That was the last one. I just think it's so funny that you really don't hookah when you're around Saucy.
Saucy, you scared Envy this weekend. He didn't want to put the hookah to his lips because he knew you was in the building. That's crazy.
Well, they gave me my hookah when Saucy Santana was performing, and I didn't want to start smoking because I was on stage, and I'm like, if Saucy turns around and sees me smoking his hookah, he's going to have something to say. So I said, let me just wait till he gets off stage. That's what it was. But anyway, when we come back, we got your rumor report. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Well, let's get to the rumors. Let's talk Loren LaRosa.
Loren LaRosa. So I've been here for a little bit. Move out the way.
This is the rumor report.
I think a lot of people will recognize the voice and the name. It's about time.
On The Breakfast Club.
Loren came in hot.
That's right. I came in telling the truth.
Taylor, you just made that in 30 minutes?
I love Taylor. That was so fire.
Taylor just whipped up a breakfast in 30 minutes. Y'all say y'all was hungry? I got a little something in here.
And actually, I ate breakfast at the Breakfast Club. That's the thing, y'all. It happened.
Hey.
Yeah, but...
Let's get right into your story. So you were formerly of TMZ.
Yes, I was a senior news producer, which, that encompassed me being on air, TMZ Live, TMZ on TV, primetime, daytime show, but also just producing the news that is exclusive and breaking from TMZ. Work with a very intimate team of, people who are really good at what they do. I was there for a little over 7 years, and recently decided, I got some skin in this, have learned a few things, and recently decided that, it was just time for me to leave. I think, I have a company called Brown Girl Grinding. It's a broadcast media and production company. We have clients on the marketing side. We are in the show development space. But more importantly for me, my next goal on my list is I want a show. I want people to learn me and get to know me and, my opinions. And, I was working on that with TMZ, but I started feeling like if I do this here, when I leave, I can't take it. They're not going to let me own it. It wasn't structured the way that I wanted it to be and how I felt like I needed it to be for me to really just grow as a brand and as a company. So I had a conversation internally, and from that conversation, I just decided that if right now I don't take this leap of faith on myself and launch Brown Girl Grinding with Loren LaRosa, the podcast, which will be dropping next week, I'm always be sitting here and trying to figure out what would have happened if I did it at this time in my life where, I have the relationships and people care a little bit. So I decided to step away.
And you said you asked them if you could guest host the Breakfast Club and they told you no?
So I will say that everybody there was excited for me to have the opportunity to do it, especially because, there were things that, we were preparing, but ultimately, yes, I was told no. And a big part of that was, that's why I'm like, what's your issue with Harvey? Was because of some of the takes that I was told that you took when it came to Harvey and Trump and just him and feeling like not from my mouth that he was a racist. And I think that
when have I said that?
I don't.
When did that happen?
So you've never said any of that?
No. And he was a racist?
So where is that coming from? Because one thing Harvey isn't, he don't just grab stuff out the air. He's very, when he speaks, he tries to, make sure he's talking. And it was a conversation where it wasn't like I was being reprimanded or anything like that. It was just more so of like, I have a brand to protect. And I don't think that they really knew. I didn't know when I walked in here this morning what it was going to be like. When I walked in, the music was playing. It was such good vibes, good energy. I feel like I'm at home, but I didn't know what I was walking into. And I think as a person that, owns one of the biggest, media brands in the world, he had to think as...
Wait, was going to be attacking? But the thing is, I don't think we've ever spoke ill will about TMZ. We've been on TMZ. Well, I know I've been on TMZ numerous times. They've called me, reached out to me. I see them all the time, and they supported me. And I thought the same with you at times.
Yeah, smoke between Breakfast Club and TMZ. I didn't know nothing about that. Smoke between myself and Harvey. That's new to me.
I don't even think it's smoke. I just think it's him trying to have a foresight. Like, I don't know where that information came from, but that information that he had, it was him as, the leader of a brand, having the foresight that he has to not want to risk. It's risk over reward, right? And as a brand owner, I understood that. So even in that conversation, it's still like, to me, it was all love. And I had to understand where he was coming from. But the crazy thing is, and I didn't even get a chance to tell him this, that conversation is what made me decide that I needed to resign. Because I listened to him talk, and in those 7 years, I've learned so much from him. Like, people say what they want about TMZ, but that team works hard. They're really good at what they do. And Harvey is one of the most dedicated businessmen and newsmen that I've ever met, right? But when I heard him talking and I began to understand that I'm not just Loren LaRosa here, I'm the girl at TMZ, I had to, in that moment, say to myself, how much longer do you want to be just the girl from TMZ? Just the black girl from TMZ.
Gotcha.
And that's nothing, they don't put that title on me. The world does, because the brand is so big. And I think, one of the reasons I wanted to talk about this on air is because I think for anybody that is trying to figure out, like, the corporate structure and how you leverage that, the best way to do it is to be able to have a partner in this. And it got to a point where, the partnership wasn't working for me anymore. So it's not ill will. I'm not going out and like smoking flames or anything like that. But at the same time, there was a lot of things that I was not okay with that I just had to make a decision for myself.
And I'm sure you've seen other people who used to be with TMZ. They've gone on to have success, whether it's Nina Parker, whether it's Van Lathan,
yeah,
Raquel,
That's the way it should be, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You should graduate from that room. I used to always tell people ask me, how is it working now? I say, I wanted to go to school for my master's, and this was the best master's program I could have ever done, everything that I've learned.
I will say this, and I don't know, you can't be 100% correct all the time, but one thing I will say about TMZ is they have journalists that actually do the homework.
Oh, yes, we do.
And dealing with a lot of sites sometimes where people just make accusations and just put things out there, but I've noticed that TMZ does the homework. So I respect TMZ a lot more than a lot of these other places because they do the homework. They do the background checks. They're going to give you a call. They're going to try to make sure the information is absolutely positively right before they just put something on their site.
It's just amazing that people will be out here having a whole problem with you and having in their mind that y'all got issues and you don't even be knowing nothing.
Well, a lot of times people come up here and say something and they automatically say if anything's negative, it's always you.
And exactly.
You know what I mean?
100%. It's the same way that I used to always say to people, like, you guys take things from TMZ a certain way because your idea of TMZ is Harvey. You know what I mean? So when certain culturally or black related things happen or mishaps happen,
it was
people, it was instantly, they either would come to me, but they take it personally because they think it's coming directly from Harvey.
Right.
So things that are like going to shock the world and hard, they're going to come for, you know what I mean, Charlamagne or whatever.
Right.
I don't know where that came from, but I would just like to see the best relationship possible, especially because there are a lot of talented black individuals in that room. There's a lot of conversation about building out black entertainment in a space for that more in that room. And I think that it's a big disconnect to not, be able to have conversations and relationships with, some of the biggest black voices in the world. Now, that is my personal opinion. Right. I don't know if everyone in that room feels that way, but people ask me all the time, are there other black people there? There are, and they're talented and they're amazing. The Black Caucus, shout out to them. But maybe
you got to break in and free him, Loren. You seen they clone Tyrone? Oh no, you haven't.
Make it seem like this is Get Out. Like she got to free him. Like this is Get Out.
I ain't freeing nobody.
All right.
I am minding my business. I have a choice today. I'm choosing to.
All right. Well,
you did what
that was your rumor report. When we come back
for you.
for Bronco grinding.
Next hour, we'll talk about Elliott Wilson. I know we teased Elliott Wilson, and we were going to discuss Elliott versus Drake.
We need to call Elliott.
Light skin versus light skin beef.
We need to call Elliott.
He's probably really loud right now. You know he's sleeping.
We should call
answer
him.
the phone.
You want to call him?
See if he'll answer his flip phone, man. We need to call Elliott.
Why he got to be playing? Why he got to be playing Snake? Why would you do?
Let's see if OG Elliott answers his flip phone, man.
That you did
Jesus
that
Christ! All right, well. Donkey today. Who you giving that donkey to?
4 after the hour, man. We need a judge named Tracy Soderstrom from Oklahoma to come to the front of the congregation. We like to have a word with her.
All right, we'll get to that next. So don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Our audible pick of the day is Snoop Dogg's From the Streets to the Suites. Here's Snoop's journey from the streets of Long Beach to hip-hop legend. Listen when you sign up for a free trial at audible.com/Snoop.
I was donkey up to today. Made it.
Damn, the hee-haw again.
It's time for Donkey of the Day. I ain't trying to be donkey today no more.
They should be embarrassed by what they already did. I'm not making these people do these things.
Called Donkey of the Day, and it really caught me off guard.
Damn, Charlamagne, who got the donkey of the day today?
Yes, Donkey of the Day for Monday, July 24th goes to Judge Tracy Soderstrom. She is a Lincoln County District Judge in Oklahoma. I am convinced I said her last name wrong, and I am convinced that society is as unserious as it's ever been. My whole life I was told art reflects reality, and maybe because I'm older, I'm seeing more of the nonsense. But it seems to me things that were once regulated to just TV shows and movies are actually happening in real life. Remember when in certain films or TV shows, they would show courtroom scenes and the judge was like, looking at porn or shopping for furniture, just anything other than paying attention to the actual case? Well, America, we have reached that point where that is actually happening in our courtrooms. Maybe it's always been happening, I don't know. But nowadays, since Big Brother is always watching, folks is getting caught. And that's what happened to Judge Tracy Soderstrom. She was presiding over the case of a man charged in the beating death of his girlfriend's son. Well, during the opening statements and testimony, the judge wasn't paying attention. The judge wasn't paying attention throughout the whole case. The judge wasn't giving a good devil damn about what was going on in that courtroom. Let's go to the news report, please.
District Judge Tracy Soderstrom is accused of using her cell phone for entertainment during a trial last month. That trial was over the murder of a 2-year-old little boy. Surveillance video from inside the courtroom leaked to the Oklahoman. A former judge and current attorney, Tracy Schumacher, told KOCO today using a phone or email during a trial is normal for judges and lawyers. But this footage shows the judge using the cell phone for a purpose that didn't have to do with the trial. She also said for judges like Soderstrom who are coming from private practice to the bench, there's a learning curve. And while this is, quote, a bump in the road, she's hopeful she can overcome it in her judicial career and continue to serve the citizens of Lincoln County.
Judge Tracy Soderstrom was busy checking Facebook during the trial. This is true. This happened. She was texting and scrolling through social media while this man was on trial for beating his girlfriend's son to death, allegedly. Okay, at one point, the judge was seen searching for a GIF. Let me tell you something, man. If the judge is doing all that during your trial, trust and believe, their mind is already made up. All right, you going to prison. This is all just formalities, all right? The judge is just there so they don't get fined. Now, I would assume that's not how a judge is supposed to move. I would assume a judge's job is to not be biased, to not have any preconceived notions about the case, to actually listen to the evidence presented. But you can't do any of that while you're scrolling Facebook. And I heard the news report say that it's, fine for judges to be on the phone. I don't want my judge on the phone during my trial. Okay, what if the judge is searching conversations about the case and is basing what, they believe off what the comments are saying? Okay? Look, the trial ended in a second-degree manslaughter conviction, but prosecutors had asked jurors to find him guilty of first-degree murder. Let me tell you something, man. Jurors are banned from using cell phones in the courtroom during trials because we want them to be present. All their time and attention should be on the evidence being presented. Shouldn't the damn judge be held to the same standard, if not higher? A whole case going on and the judge is just sitting there with the phone in her lap and below the top of the judge's bench while using it? Arce said she would put it in an open drawer. Now, look, some people can multitask. All right, I don't know if it's illegal for a judge to be on their phone during a trial or not, but there's some things that just don't seem right ethically. Imagine a doctor tweeting while doing some type of surgery on you. Imagine getting a colonoscopy. and then watching the tape back, and they paying more attention to memes than actually probing what's in your ass.
Why you go there though?
Because I want you to understand. You've had a colonoscopy. I've had a colonoscopy. Can you imagine if you watched the tape back and you saw the judges on Instagram laughing? Why they supposed to be paying attention to what's going on in your butt?
But y'all both have been to the dentist too. Why you didn't go there?
Yeah, right. You could have went dentist. You could have went so many places, but the fact you went straight to the butt.
Now, there is such a thing called a Code of Judicial Conduct, which states the judge shall act at all times in a manner that promotes public confidence in the independence, integrity, and what's the word, Loren?
Impartiality.
Yes, of the judiciary. Okay. The code does not specifically mention the use of mobile phones, though. So technically, we don't even know if the judge did something wrong. Look, man, it's over. Okay, machines are man, machines versus man, the machines have won. Okay, in a few years, judges are going to be AI anyway, so it doesn't even matter. If judges can't help but be distracted by smartphones, what hope is it for the rest of us? Please give Judge Tracy Soderstrom the sweet sounds of the Hamiltons.
Oh, now you are the donkey of the day. Ooh, you are the donkey of the day.
All right. Thank you for that donkey today, sir.
Yes, indeed.
All right, BET. We'll see you tomorrow. Loren, say peace to BET.
See you later, BT.
Everybody else, let's open up the phone lines. 800-585-1051. Let's just ask. Has being on your phone at work ever got you in trouble? That is the question. 800-585-1051. Have you ever been on the phone? I know one time I was bidding for a car while I was DJing. And I was so into the bid, I forgot that the record was on, and the record just stopped. And then it was just dead air. People just looking at me crazy, but I ain't even win the bid on the car. Has that happened to you? Have you ever been on the phone at work and it's ever got you in trouble? Loren?
Yes. I was on my phone during it when I first started with TMZ. I did the TMZ tours. Mm-hmm. I was on my phone on the tour bus, and I'm in the group chat with my cousins, and my cousin then let me know that my boyfriend at the time, or we were like in a situationship, I don't know, but we've been together for some time, had a baby on the way by her best friend. So I literally broke down in tears, could not finish the tour. People were looking at me like I was crazy. We were mid-tour, they had to reroute the bus, and I was like, I will never in my life ever engage in conversation while I'm at work, on the phone, anything like that with family members.
Why
anything
you didn't
personal.
share with the bus though? That's a great TMZ story.
I could barely.
Breaking news.
Do you understand how my heart was in my, like, it was at the bottom of my feet. Like, I could barely speak. Like, they thought that, like, something happened. I think they thought, like, somebody died. Like, that's how bad. I was, like, slide down the wall, ugly cry.
When did you call your boyfriend?
What did I call?
When did you call him to confirm?
Oh, no, I knew it was true. It was my cousin. I knew it was true. Damn. Like, you know what I mean?
How'd y'all break up, you and the boyfriend?
It was bad. We ended up getting back together, but we're not together no more.
Oh, you got back together? So you was going to be stepmama?
I was for a bit. I was,
okay.
You know? Mm-hmm. But it was rough. It was a rough transition into, yeah.
Jesus. All right. Don't you laugh. What you about to laugh for? What's wrong with you? 800-585.
I want to say something. I'm just messing with Loren.
I
was just going to say,
know.
what a king. But I was just doing that to troll.
Whoa.
That's all.
Whoa.
You really want me to get crazy. I don't know why you want me to get crazy in here today.
No, don't let him talk to you like that.
But the way that a king.
Wow.
You have daughters?
I'm playing, Loren.
Oh,
I don't
Loren,
believe
you have
that.
daughters?
I do have 4.
Do you want this for your 4 daughters?
But she got back with him. So clearly he has some redeeming qualities.
800-585-1051.
She said that.
The D.
See, at least you're being honest.
I'm being so honest. Like, look, we've all been there.
Christ.
Ladies, tweet me if you got back with the D.
This might be a better conversation than the phone.
Well, yeah, let's change this up.
Loren, this might be a better conversation. I'm being honest with you. Because you're not the only woman who's been in this situation.
No, I'm not.
You know what I'm saying? You've been with a man, and you like this man, and this man cheats on you, ends up having a baby with somebody else, gets somebody else pregnant, but you decide to stay with him.
Have you ever went back to the D, even though you was a stepmom? That's what you're asking?
Did you ever get to be stepmama?
She said yeah.
I mean, but he already had a child. Me and him had we've been together for 10 years at this point. I mean, at that point it was like probably like 7, 8. We went to high school together, so he already had a child when I met him. So the stepmom thing wasn't a issue or a game changer for me. We were in a weird situation. I moved to LA And so, you know, it was a little rocky. It was like...
You needed a place to stay still?
Yo, shut up, man. Yo, shut up, man.
I moved to LA by myself. He was still in Delaware.
Oh, got you.
So, you know, it got a little rocky. Like, you know, I'm dating people. We both lying to each other. So I couldn't really be as mad.
Got you.
And I think that's the only reason why I decided to go back. Because if we were, like, committed, even though he was still lying, if we were super committed and my hands weren't dirty too, I would have been like, oh no, I'm good.
So let's pivot.
I want to hear some stories.
800-585-1051. Are you in a similar situation? Yes. Maybe your man cheated on you, had a baby, you went back because the D was so good.
Damn.
We want to hear from you. Let me clear the lines. Oh, okay. We'll take your calls when we come back. 800-585-1051.
Tell us about these kings, man.
You stupid. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Steady calling my phone.
It's topic time. Call 800-585-1051 to join into the discussion with the Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, if you're just joining us, we got our guest co-host, Loren LaRosa.
Yes,
formerly of TMZ, of course.
We had to call an audible because Loren told us a story about this king that she used to date, man, that was so interesting.
He is a king. He is. But you can't call him a king because of what position he had me in at that time.
Now, the conversation started about the cell phone. We were saying, did you ever get in trouble, you know, at work while being on your cell phone? And then she started explaining the story of a call she got from a cousin about her king at the time.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? What was that call?
I gotta rehash the story. This is so traumatizing.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm good. So she
turn her mic up.
She had called me. Not turn her mic. I'm so traumatized. Turn her mic up. You. What happened to you in the Carolinas? Like, are you okay?
I'm just playing.
But go ahead.
Yeah. So yes, I was in the middle of a TMZ tour.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to my tour managers too. They held me down. But I was in the middle of the tour. My cousin called me and we were having a conversation in a group chat, which I thought was a little bit odd, like the question she was asking me.
Mm-hmm.
And then she called me and, you know, this is like, Lord, we're like mid-break. So because of the question she was asking, I'm assuming it's a family emergency. I pick up. I'm like, hey, I'm in the middle of a tour. She's like, okay, cool. But call me when you are done. Has pregnant. But yeah, so she's like, you know, your boyfriend has my best friend pregnant. And my heart dropped. Like, I've never felt a hurt like that at all ever in my life. Like, I thought my world was ending. It was like, and mind you, there are people on the tour bus and they're literally watching you. You're like you know how like the flight attendant seat is in the airplane? Mm-hmm. You're literally like the lead of the tour. So we're about to like, you know, pull off, like get back going. And I can barely talk. I can barely think. I'm like shaking. I'm crying. I think the people on the tour and the bus driver thought that like someone had passed away and I just got like that type of news. But I thought that was what was going to come through the other line, which is why I answered the phone, because she had called a couple times. And even right now, I'm like I remember being like, my life is over.
Damn.
But you spun the block. You went back to him.
I did go back to him.
What did he say to you? Tell us that for those finesse lines.
Oh, everything he said was dumb. There was no finesse. Everything he said was dumb. He was lying through his teeth.
What did he say? What did he say? It wasn't his?
No, he didn't say it wasn't his, which also like kind of made me mad because I'm like, you could have prevented this. It's like you where was the protection? Where was the pullout game? Like, what was going on?
Damn.
Well,
go.
I'm just saying, you know that's probably not his thing because of how y'all get down.
And how long did you stay with him?
So at that point, we had been together for probably like, I would say like 6-7 years. And then, yeah, we were high school sweethearts, into high school, going into college. And then it was bad for some time. Like I wasn't eating. I remember my first red carpet for the BET Awards was like the weekend after I found out. And I told my friends, like, I'm not going. I don't want to go. I'm not sleeping. I'm not eating. I barely had a voice. My best friend flew into LA and was like, no, you're going. Like, we're going to get you together, sis. You're going. So I did the carpet or whatever. But we eventually, once we got back together and smoothed it out, we stayed together for a few more years. So total like 10, 11 years. And then
stayed with him a few years after that?
Yeah, I did.
Don't judge. Let this woman talk.
I'm just asking questions.
I did. And we're no longer together now.
So what was the final straw? What made y'all break up?
The final straw was I just felt like we just weren't we weren't aligned.
So it was no longer the D. You didn't care about the D anymore at that time.
No.
You was tired of playing stepmama. You probably had to change Pampers and fix bottles.
The kids I loved, like, that was not the issue.
You gotta be cool with baby mamas.
I have to be cordial. Mm-hmm. but you don't have to be cool. Like, we're not friends. We don't have to hang out, but you do have to be cordial. There has to be a cordial level of respect. But I had been through all that with him already because he had a kid when I met him. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, like, that wasn't new to me. I think the issue was, like, my mom had got sick about a year ago. And when we got through that, I just woke up one day and was like, like, things can get very real. Are you ready for that?
Oh, this is fresh. Y'all just broke up.
This is within, like, this year.
God damn it. Let me light my Palo too.
Jesus. Please light it. Y'all got me in here. Oh, my God. We done went from my work heartbreak to the boyfriend heartbreak.
How do you know you over it, though?
I know that I'm over it because I was able to... Like, this breakup is, like, different than all the others. And I had wanted to keep the door open, but I think the way that it ended, it kind of just, like, for me, I just was like, this is not...
Has he been calling like crazy?
Come over here. Come
Has he been calling?
No, he don't call me. I don't even know where he is in life, but I wish him all the best. I love him. I wish him all the best.
Well, Loren, we love you.
Thank you. I feel it now.
Do not light her hair on her. You almost got close to her hair, bro.
If you light my hair...
If you lit her hair on, it would have been the worst.
I'm not.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is Lupe.
Hey, Lupe. Talk to us. What happened with you, Lupe?
Well, like I said, like, we were together for a couple of years, but we wasn't in a rush to have kids, but that was our plan later on. And yeah, his cheating was always constantly. So there's one time he went out to LA and I literally told him, I'm like, look, wrap it, bro. Like, wrap it. Because don't come back to me saying you got some female pregnant. Like, come on. And he didn't tell me. How I found out was through my friends, literally. Just like, just like her. Like,
Lord.
I love
That's
it.
the
Literally
worst part.
found out from my friends. Yeah, it's the worst part. Like, it broke me. Like, it literally broke me. Like, that was our future, Like, you really...
Wow.
I don't know. But he does still call me now. Like, he's actually locked up, but... No.
So let me talk to this. How old are you?
I am 28.
Okay, so let me ask you young and something, right? So back in the day, all women used to say, don't cheat. So now, y'all make the concession and say, I know y'all probably going to cheat. Just wrap it up?
Well, in her situation, it sounds like... Because there was distance at play, right?
Yeah, we were, it was actually... We were done for a while. So I was like, I was doing my he was doing his.
Okay, me and you was kind of on the same boat. Yeah.
We were both on the same boat. Like, he knew it. Like, he straight up knew it.
It's only cheating.
What?
Was he still telling you that, like, he wasn't doing anything and that he wasn't dealing with anybody? Like, even though you guys had that open conversation? That's where it messes up. And that's what most men do. And I think it's because they don't want you to go do the same thing. But I know for me, I was trying to be honest. Like, yo, let's date other people. I just want to know what's happening. And if we're going to get back together, please don't have a kid. And then
because that was his thing. He was like, it's going to work out between us. Just, wait for me. Like, I'm working on it. But then you totally pop up with this and not tell me at all. Like, all right.
Damn, sorry for your mama. Damn. We're triggering a lot of people today, man.
I'm not triggering nobody.
It's him.
It's him.
It's you.
It's him.
I am just listening.
Now I know why Harvey don't like you.
I'm starting to feel like that all this that you just did, it might have been like a spell or something. I don't know. I don't know.
800-585-1051. We're asking, ladies, are you in a similar situation like Loren? Maybe you were dating a man and he got got a girl pregnant, but you came back because the D was so good. And had you demonetized? That's what we're asking. We just want to hear your stories this morning.
Demonetized. I should put that in my bio.
Is it just the D though? Wasn't he a nice person?
It was more than that too. Yeah. Like, you're building with somebody it's long term. You just want to just not put the fire out yet.
So he's gonna be a great husband for somebody.
Oh my God, he's gonna be an amazing husband for somebody. His kids are amazing. His family is amazing. It's all love. But at that time, I wanted all the smoke.
I don't think it's all love, Loren. I hear you saying congratulations.
Don't stop it, man.
When he gets married. You talking about when he gets married?
Yes.
No, I definitely don't want to see like the photos and stuff. Like, I don't.
800.
Please block me.
585-1051.
Because if people got to speak their piece, I am not the one.
Let's discuss. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Hour 105.1. It's topic time. Call 800-585-1051 to join into the discussion with the Breakfast Club.
Talk about it. Here we go, y'all. Here we go. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club.
Oh, my God.
This room came so depressing in the last 10 minutes, man.
It's not depressing. These women are sharing their stories, and we're here for them. This is a safe
You were
space.
not here for us.
We are,
This is
Loren.
comical.
Now, Loren LaRosa is here, of course, formerly of TMZ. She's been telling her story about her ex that, cheated on her, had a baby outside the relationship. She got back with him because of the D and other things, and then they recently broke up. And it's been pretty sad up here. I'm sorry, Loren.
I'm not sad. Oh my God. I'm enjoying life right now.
Yeah, Loren ain't sad. She just telling her story. Now her friend in here is sad. her homegirl that came in. Her homegirl was like, I got a story to tell too.
Come on, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
No, please. Please leave her out of it. I want to be able to hang out with my friend when she get back with him. He's not going to let me hang out
But
with
if you
her.
sit on that side right there, they don't see you. On that side, the camera sees you right now. She moved to the other side. Monique, good morning, Monique.
Good morning.
Hey, Monique. Now, you had a similar situation?
Yes, I had a boyfriend when I was 20, and we messed around until I was 22, and then he went to prison for 10 years. And as soon as he got out, about 5 months later, we were back at it again because it was just so good. Even though I knew I was more mature than he was, he was behind me, 10 years. And 10 years has passed again, and I just seen his picture on Facebook yesterday, and it had me thinking again.
Oh, boy, you about to spin the block twice.
That would have had me concerned. I've been trying to figure out why your D game got so good and you've been away for 10 years.
What? That's what you think about?
I'm just serious. Why you so
Well, it was good when we were 22. I mean, it was good back then.
Oh, okay.
It's the absence of the, makes the heart grow fonder thing.
Why do
he
y'all
got
follow these
practicing.
people on social media?
I don't.
I
don't.
I would think that would be tempting, right?
No, not even tempting. I think it's just, when you're in a better space, I think you could do that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you guys decide to be friends and actually move on. But I think in the beginning of it, especially if you think you're going to go back and you don't want to go back to the situation, you should not follow on social media. Family members, nothing. And there's no shade to nobody. It's just you got to let it all.
Woosah.
Yeah.
Now, Loren.
Yes.
Good morning, Loren. This is another Loren on the line.
Loren.
Loren, now what happened with you, Loren?
Well, I had a toxic 10-year relationship just because the sex was good. So we started dating and it lasted a year. We literally argue, then have sex, then argue again, then have sex for 10 years. It was bad.
I don't like y'all reducing men to their penises. It had to be more than just the good sex, man.
Of course, we loved each other, but we also hated each other. That's why it lasted 10 years.
You know what's so bad though? When you guys really don't get along and it's toxic like that, it makes it even better, and that's so bad.
Yes.
So you used to argue and fuss just so y'all can have makeup sex?
Yes. Listen, I feel ashamed saying this, but it was just that good, okay? I don't know, the passion with it that just turned us on, but yes, and it lasted 10 years till we both realized, we too old for this.
What did y'all argue about?
Everything. The wind changing, his horse, every damn thing.
I wonder if there's a way to, tap into that energy just to have the passionate sex you're looking for without making up arguments.
Probably role playing,
Probably it was probably role playing because that's boring. Just having sex, just having a non-argument conversation with us was just boring. So we had to spice it up in that way. That's why it lasted 10 years.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mama. Let's go to one more caller. Hello, who's this?
Hey, it's Devonia.
Hey, Devonia. Now, what happened with you, Devonia?
Okay, so just long story short, I used to work at this call center before I transferred over to doing what I do next. I work at a salon now. Shout out to Dollhouse, 5010 East Broadway, Tampa, Florida. Y'all come see us. But before I started doing that, I was working at a call center where they were really strict on phones because we were dealing with numbers and stuff, which I was understanding. But I had a call from this dude at the time who, long story short, he was my baby daddy with no kids. So he's calling me to basically let me know that the girl that he cheated on me with before knew where I worked. She was on the way to my job to mess with my car because she found out that I was still messing with him. So that was the day I ended up getting fired because I was sitting outside waiting for her to come touch my car, and it never happened.
Well, okay. You understand the story?
No.
She said
nothing.
She said she was at work and her baby daddy called and said he got another girl pregnant. The girl found out who she was and was gonna come to her job to beat her up. She went outside on the phone to wait for her and she got fired. So that's the reason why she was on the phone.
The pregnant girl was coming.
Pregnant girl was coming.
I'm glad she didn't come.
Yeah, right. But that's what she was saying.
Gotcha.
But what's the moral of the story if there is a moral?
I don't know, Loren. You tell us.
That last story or just in general?
In general.
It's the D. Like, honestly, like, I think that we need to be able to think clearly. Ladies, dodge the D. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, that's honestly what it is. Like, sometimes we're going to find ourselves in situations we shouldn't be.
But the thing about the D is you don't know it's good until you do it. So you can't dodge good D. It's not like we walking around with signs that say my D is mediocre or mine is amazing.
I wish that y'all could. It would save a lot of wasted time, energy, and condoms.
Jesus
like
Christ.
Honestly, but
how would you like your D, Loren? Mild? Like you don't want a hot sauce? You want like a mild sauce?
He wants his D.
You heard the question?
I don't pay him no attention.
How would you like your D, sir?
I don't pay him no attention.
Yeah, look, I don't know. I feel like the moral in all of this is that things happen, and if you choose, I think for me, and even being able to talk about this, because for a long time I couldn't talk about this because it was just like I would cry literally. Mm-hmm. Is that life will go on. You know, you'll be okay, but also too, if you choose to do something in your relationship, it's your choice. You have to live with it. There was so much going on at that time. I did a lot of things that and said a lot of things I wasn't proud of out of hurt and out of anger. And even learning from that, there are things that I will never do again. Like, I have no hate towards anybody in the situation. Mm-hmm. A beautiful baby boy came out of that situation. And I think that, like, looking back on it, I wish I had that mindset because, again, I did and said a lot of things that, might have been traumatizing for other people and other people involved in the situation. So just, if you can, ladies, dodge the D. And if you can't, you gotta, stand 10 toes down in your decisions, but just try not to take out what you're going through on other people because it's in a situation where you choose to stay. Other people that are involved, they're not making that choice. You are.
That's real.
All right. Now, when we come back, we got your rumor report. We got to talk about Elliott Wilson versus Drake. We'll get to it next. So don't move. It's the Breakfast Club.
The beef none of us need, by the way.
Well, let's get to it right now.
Wait.
Well, hold on. We're gonna play the intro.
Yeah. Okay.
We're gonna pull your intro.
Loren LaRosa. So I've been here for a little bit. I've been here for a minute.
Move out the way. Tell her. Made it. This is the rumor report.
I think a lot of people will recognize the voice and the name. It's about time.
On the Breakfast Club.
Loren came in hot.
I came in telling the truth. So before we get into the Elliott Wilson conversation, we do want to take some time and just send some love to Jasmine Sullivan. Mm-hmm. She let us know that she lost her mom recently on the 22nd over the weekend. Her mom had been battling breast cancer, which they openly talked about. I'm not sure if that, was the reason, but she did post and she said, she doesn't have the words yet. So for now, she'll just say thank you. Rest down, butterfly. Sending her some love.
Absolutely.
Today is Gilly's son's funeral as well too, so sending them some love as well too.
Yeah, definitely sending healing energy to both Jasmine Sullivan, sending healing energy to my man Gilly and his family always.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So let's get into some things. Drake and Elliott Wilson. So, for context, for the people who, may not have been familiar with the back and forth, Elliott Wilson had came out and said that, it didn't look good and he didn't appreciate the fact that Drake does interviews outside of the culture, meaning the hip hop related platforms and things of that nature. This came after Drake did that very viral, sit down in the bed interview.
With the TikTok girl.
Yeah, with the TikTok girl.
Mm-hmm. Which got 5 million views on YouTube. And I disagreed with Elliott when he said that simply because, the last few interviews we've seen Drake done, one was Rap Radar.
One was with Elliott.
That's definitely cultural, Elliott and B-Dot. And one was Lil Yachty. That's definitely cultural. Mm-hmm. And then you got to remember, he's one of the biggest pop stars in the world.
Right. So it's going to expand beyond hip hop. And it should. I think that people, we shouldn't be boxed that way. But Elliott did say that, he gave credit to the Lil Yachty situation, that interview. But so over the weekend, Rolling Loud happened in Miami, and there were video footage of interviews that Elliott Wilson was doing where, like the stand-up stuff where you walk up and you're doing the interviews. He was doing an interview with Trippie Redd. And Drake came into the comments of where one of the videos were posted. I think it was on Axe page and said, laugh out loud, man. So basically he talked about me not coming on his platform for a second time, and now Elliott is 10 toes down doing Yes Jules run-up interviews at Rolling Loud with the laughing emojis. Just admit the youth took over Big Dog with more laughing emojis. So it's definitely a shot back at Elliott Wilson.
Well, Elliott gave Drake a jab, and Drake jabbed back.
Yeah.
So I mean Elliott earned that. Like, yeah, you can't say what you want about somebody and expect them not to respond.
Yeah. Elliott responded too. And you had something to say before I go into Elliott's response. Elliott responded. He said, "Oh, it's go time. Cool."
What you gonna do, Elliott? Like, come on, stop.
You gonna do a
like,
diss
what
record?
you gonna do to Drake? Like,
Diss
come on.
record.
Like, come on.
But,
you gonna tweet him to death? Like, come on, Elliott. Come
the
on.
thing is, and I do get it. A lot of artists, when they get popular and they start popping, they don't come back to what got them there. The thing with Drake is, you named the last 4 or 5 interviews, and one was Rap Radar, which is our culture.
Lil Yachty.
The one was Yachty, which people could say is our culture.
And then he's also the biggest pop star in the world. So for him to go sit down with this TikTok star,
yeah.
Right?
I was looking on YouTube. It got like 5 million views, so it made sense for him to do that. Then he turned around and did On the Radar.
Right, he did it on the radar with Gabe, right?
So that's
our culture.
Definitely culture. It's a freestyle.
Absolutely, and he releases a lot of his own stuff on his own network on Sirius. He has his own where he releases his own music. So,
and trust me, I don't want to agree with Drake.
I know you don't.
Why?
I would rather.
I don't want to see light on light crime either, man.
Light on light crime.
I don't want to see that either.
But I will say too, though, there is something Drake said where there is some truth to it.
What's that?
And it's the harsh reality that everybody is going to have to accept. It don't matter if you're a media personality. It don't matter if you're a rapper or whatever. Sometimes you do grow out of things.
Correct. Absolutely.
It's really that simple. Sometimes you do grow out of things. There's plenty of things I'm sure you get asked to do and I get asked to do, and I'd be like, no, go call Nyla.
So wait,
you know what I'm saying?
But wait,
or go call Gabe or somebody.
To me, and I feel like I'm youth. Elliott Wilson is like still like I watch his interviews and stuff. So like, are you saying it to say like he's washed?
No. I think doing interviews and having conversations is one thing. Running up on artists at Rolling Loud, that isn't something I want to see Elliott Wilson doing. For Elliott Wilson to be the world renowned journalist that he is, I don't want to see him doing that. For me, that's a young person's gig right there. To me, my personal opinion.
Yeah, I mean, and I love Elliott. Shout out to my Virgo brother. But my problem is Elliott has done, in my opinion, this is my opinion, he's done interviews with Hov.
That's right.
He's done interviews with Nipsey Hussle. He's done sit downs with, so many different people. So I look at him a lot differently, And I've been asked to go to the Rolling Loud. I turned it down. I like the BET Awards because I put on the tux. I put on the suit. It's a little different.
You're working the red carpet.
And I'm working the red carpet. It's just a little different. But Elliott,
you ain't hustling. That's hustling. When you backstage and Rolling Loud with the microphone, you looking to see who you can get. That's stuff we were doing when we were in our 20s when we first started.
So the interview was ushered over to him though. Like they brought him over. Like, hey, you're going to go talk to Elliott Wilson. Does that change the dynamic?
He had his own Rap Radar platform there at Rolling Loud, and there was a Rap Radar set up for Elliott Wilson and B. Dot, and they were bringing artists to him to have conversations. Totally different.
He deserves that. Absolutely.
100%. I agree.
Totally different ball game.
My Virgo brother.
That's it.
That was very light skinned.
Nah, that's my Virgo brother. That's my light skinned Virgo brother.
It's okay.
I don't like none of it though. I don't like.
Y'all found the Elliott laugh?
I don't like none of it. I don't like Elliott. I don't like when I saw Lil Baby and what's the young brother's name? I can't remember the other rapper name. They were having a conversation.
Rilo.
Is that his name?
I think it was Rilo, yeah.
And they were having conversations about who their favorite hip hop media personality is, and the brother said Sway, and then Elliott was like, he took that personal. Why? Why would you take that personal? That's Sway. Sway. We all stand on Sway.
Can I put something out there though?
Yes.
I feel like one of the things we don't do a good job of, and this is me coming from like a different, I'm younger than you guys, is like when people do get to a point where they should be iconic, legendary status, and they should be able to live in that. A lot of times, like we don't big them up. We're left, like even with Drake, this is going so viral because he's laughing at him, and obviously, maybe it's hitting a bone for Elliott. Like he's been the guy for so long. Like that transition is not easy. We talked about this a little bit. Men, y'all egos, it's a little bit different for y'all. Y'all handle things so differently when it comes to aging and aging.
Me.
But I will say this with Elliott. Elliott's an icon and a legend from the days of Source to Double XL to Rap Radar to what he's created. So they can't take that away. And there are legends that we do salute. Like we salute Sway.
That's why I didn't like the jab at Sway, because I'm like,
we salute Sway.
It's two people to me in this hip hop media space that nobody can ever say anything about, and that is Angie Martinez
and Sway. Absolutely,
you can't throw rocks that they throwing in no way, shape, or form. They've done things that none of us will even be able to ever do.
Sit down with people that we've never.
Pac. You know what I'm saying? Sway was in the White House with his hat on.
You gonna see what was you gonna say? You didn't even know what it was called.
I don't know what that is on his head still. But still, he was in the White House talking to Barack with his hat on. Like, there's certain people you just don't even bother. Sway interviewed Jay and Nas after the feud.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's certain things that him and Angie Martinez have done that solidified them forever. Nobody can throw rocks at their throne.
One time, Sway was the only person on MTV giving us black news.
Man. Sway was a cartoon character on the Boondocks.
That's right.
Sway was an actual character on the Boondocks. He was in an episode. So, come on, don't play with Sway.
We've been doing more.
Don't play with Sway and Angie Martinez. I don't want nobody playing with their names ever.
All right.
Well, when Drake say stay off their top, I don't know what he be saying.
That's
stay
off their head.
Top.
Stay off their head. That's like head, top, head.
What do you say?
Stay off their head, like to top.
Yes,
like
leave Sway and Angie Martinez alone.
There you go.
That combination. You leave those two alone.
Lord of mercy. What accent is that though?
Whatever Drake was doing in that game, that on the radar freestyle.
All right. Now,
combination.
That was your rumor report. When we come back, let's get to the mix. Happy birthday, J-Lo. We're gonna start the mix off with some J-Lo. BX, what up? It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
When you're a business owner and you're juggling a lot of things, you need a team of people to keep your business running successfully. How do you find and hire the right people? ZipRecruiter. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/breakfast.
Hey everybody, it's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We still have Loren LaRosa here, formerly of TMZ.
Hello.
How was your first day with us? Because you're coming back tomorrow.
Oh my God. I'm at home. I love it here.
You ain't feel stressed?
No stress.
You happy? Everything is good?
Yes. Like, I walked in, everybody was so good. The great music was playing. Like, the family reunion music was playing this morning. Like, I
that's
love
cookout
it.
music. You see how big the guy was that was playing that. That's cooking.
But that's how it is every morning. Every morning, he plays his cookout music, and as soon as you walk in, it feels good. The energy's there. I walked into you was already working. You was already diving into stories. So that's how it is in the morning.
Yeah, I've had a great time. Thank you guys for having me.
No,
thank
thank you.
Tomorrow.
You back tomorrow? Though?
Yes, I'm back tomorrow.
All right. Don't go out. Don't stay out late tonight.
Oh, I'm not.
Okay. Now, you sure?
I'm sure. Listen,
Delaware right up the street.
I heard y'all heard me say
flashbacks.
I'm free agent building Bronco Grinding podcast. I can't afford to sell it. I got to be here tomorrow.
Did you hear what Charlamagne said?
Yeah.
That D is right up the block.
Not
I said D. Delaware.
I know what you said.
Delaware.
I know what you said.
D,
y'all like. Y'all two together.
All right, when we come back, we got the positive notes, so don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Hey everybody, it's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. I just want to remind you guys, this weekend we're in Atlanta for my car show, so pull up on us. Celebrity Car. Shout to PRE. They're bringing Young Dolph's whole fleet, which is about 30-40 cars, so I salute to them. And then also, of course, 50 Cent, Boosie Badass, myself, Uptown Car Club. And so many people are going to be joining us. Kids 5 and under are free. It's a family fun day, so bring the kids, bring your mama, your grandpapa, all that. And I can't wait to see you this weekend. Now, Charlamagne.
Yes, sir.
You got a positive note for the people?
I do, and I just want to remind people once again, man, I'll be in Charleston, South Carolina this Thursday, welcoming people to the Low Country Mental Health Conference. Okay, go to lowcountrymhconference.com to register. It is from the 26th to the 28th, so I will see y'all there. And the positive note comes from, one of my favorite authors, one of my favorite thought leaders, Dr. YNW Melly. Rest in peace to him always. He once said, the state of your life is nothing more than a reflection of the state of your mind. Remember that.
Breakfast Club, bitches!
Y'all finished or y'all done?